Gabby has a really good story. I've been really hyped on it.
I'm hyped on it.
And I think I've been overhyping it in my brain that I don't even know if I'm going to react when you say it. But either way, I'm excited. Can we just...
I was like talking about it already like out loud to myself because I was so hyped to just tell somebody already. Because like you didn't let me tell you. You were like, nope, not yet. Wait, don't tell me yet.
Save it for the podcast.
It's good. I went to go stalk David Dobrik.
Wait, you said stalk?
You stalked him?
Yeah, because
Stalk
I knew
David
what I was doing. Because we were going to LA. Wait, so okay, first, I was so excited to tell Mogely, guys. I was so excited. We were talking, and I was like, right when we were about to like hang up, I was like, oh, dude, wait, I got this like really good story to tell you. And he was like, no, wait. And then he was like, kind of like, what is it? And I was like, so I met, and he was like, no, wait, don't tell me. I was like, I have to tell you.
I know. I was like, I gotta just stop it
it.
right here. But,
Wait,
but
what?
you can tell us right now. How did this even happen? Like, how did it even lead to that point?
So it was so random. I don't remember when I went. It was last month. I know that. And my cousin was like, hey, do you want to go to LA? And I was like, sure. And it was a random trip. Spontaneous trip that we took that day. And we went to West Hollywood. I think that's where he lives. And I was like, where are we? Like, are we in West Hollywood? I think this is where David Dobrik lives, like in like Hollywood Hills. And they were like, yeah, I think so. So we were driving the streets, and I look up, and I was like, I think that's David Dobrik's house. Me just being like crazy because I'm like a David Dobrik fan, you know? And so I was like, I think that's his house. Like, from what I remember from like all the videos that I watched of him, I was like, I think that's his house up there. And my cousin's boyfriend was like, yeah, it is. And I was like, how do you know that? And he was like, because I've seen his house, like that he lives up there. And I was like, so I was right, that's his house. And I was like, let's go up there.
Damn.
And he was like, no, are you crazy? Like, he just put out a video talking about how he doesn't want people like going to his house, and how, you know, if they went, he would just kick them out. Like, he wouldn't want to meet them. He wouldn't want to come out. Like, nothing. Like, he was just gonna be like, nope, you guys have to go home. And I was like, who cares? Like, no one's probably over there anyways. Like, that was like a while ago. And he was like, you really want to go up there? And I was like, I do. And he's like, all right, but if you get in trouble and if you get caught, that's all on you. And I was like, that is the risk I'm willing to take. I'm here. I'm gonna go to David Dobrik's house.
Oh, damn.
And I thought about it, and I was like, wait, like, yeah, do I really want to do that? Because what if one day we become friends? And then he's going to be like, didn't you, like, go to my house one time? Didn't you stalk my,
Didn't you stalk me?
Yeah, didn't you stalk me? You know, so I was like, dang, I don't want to ruin our friendship.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't want to ruin our friendship already.
You don't want to ruin your potential friendship.
Exactly. Like, how weird is that going to be, you know, where it's like, eventually we become friends, best friends, and then he's like, wait, didn't I meet you like a while ago? Weren't you that girl that stalked my house? And I was like, no? What do you mean? That wasn't me. Yeah, that was me.
Wow.
I didn't want to ruin our friendship already. But anyway, who cares? I was like, whatever, I'm probably never going to meet him. So I go and I see a blue Ferrari.
What?
First thing pulling up.
Dang.
And I think that's Heath's car. So I was like, yo, the gang's all here.
Wow.
Did your heart drop?
My heart dropped to my ass.
No
Sorry,
way.
I don't know if I got this in here. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. It was like, I saw his like garage door, and I got excited because it was outside, and I was like, oh my God, that's Heath's car. Like, I already knew right away. And we had seen Ilya walking through the garage, and I got so scared. That's when my heart really dropped, because I was like, oh my God, like, he's gonna see that we're like, I'm like out here with my phone, like trying to film the house and, you know, trying to get it all on camera, and he's gonna turn his head and he's gonna see, and he's gonna call the cops, and he's gonna kick us out. And like, I want to look, I want to see his house. Like, I want to see what everything in there looks like. I just want to see his trash can. That's it.
His trash can.
Even his trash can, I was like, you guys, that's David Dobrik's trash can right there.
I listened to his podcast, and it's people like you that made him move, Gabby.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? Like,
I'm kidding.
But it's like he doesn't live there now. Yeah. If we ever do become friends, I'm gonna be like, look, I never thought this day would come.
Damn.
you gotta be delusional optimistic for things to work out.
I'm very delusional optimistic.
Then there you go. It's gonna happen. I could even already tell by the way you were wording your friendship that's potentially gonna happen.
Yeah, we're friends. And you know, I
I think anything's possible, seeing how far Mowgli's come, you know, and who he's met in the skate community,
And my scattered brain.
well, that and
Yeah.
just meeting people from across the world. I think anything's possible. So yeah, you could be best friends with David
I really
Dobrik.
could.
Yeah.
Like,
You really could.
when I first started watching him on Vine, I was like, yo, this kid is hilarious. He didn't really have views, didn't really have followers. And I think I've told you this before. And every time I tell people this, they're like, no. Like, I watched Vine, like, a lot. Like, when it was first, like, a thing, like, I was on Vine all the time. I thought it was super funny. It's like TikTok now. Everybody's on TikTok. And
It's the best. I
you
love
know,
TikTok.
and once you're on there, you're scrolling, and then you've been there for a couple hours, and you're like,
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that was me last night at 2 a.m. I was like,
hours.
dude, I gotta get off.
I scroll to the point where I get to the video where they're like, stop, you've been scrolling for too long. Get a snack, hydrate, go to the bathroom, like, you know. And I'm like, oh dang.
It says
Like,
that?
Yeah, it says
I've
that.
never seen
Once
that.
you-
I've never scrolled
It's actually
that long.
crazy. I don't think I've made it that far.
Really?
That's
Oh dang,
crazy.
I have a problem then.
While you were telling the story, I was just thinking about this time where Mowgli, Sean Hall, Aaron Hall, and a few of us, I think it was around the same area, maybe Hollywood Hills.
Oh yeah, we went to Rice Gum's house.
Rice Gum's house, and I don't even know who that is at the time. You know, it's some YouTube rapper, right?
You know,
Yeah.
I just found out who he was yesterday.
No
Rice
way.
Gum.
Really?
Dang.
Right now that you guys said Rice
Dang.
Gum, I was like,
So yeah, when you were telling the story the whole time, it sounded exactly like my experience going to Rice Gum's house, because Aaron Hall, this another YouTuber, he skates, and he was trying to caveman off his balcony, which is basically like you get a board. He climbed up to the second story of the house and jumped off the balcony onto his board off a YouTube celebrity's house. So, you know, you thought you were crossing the boundary. Like, Aaron Hall is already on his, like, second balcony.
what?
And, like, there's people, like, walking through the house and stuff. And he's just, like, trying to
Hey,
jump
he's
off.
Down.
He is down. And
He's down.
I was just, like, standing from across the street, like, what the hell is going on? And I think security came out of the garage, right?
Yeah, he had to like dip.
Oh, yeah. I got, like, even talking about it right now, I'm just, like, I got it.
Brings
I had
back memories.
anxiety. Like, I was just, like, what the fuck is going
Wow.
on? Are we going to, like, you know, what are they going to do?
It's crazy because, dude, look how far he came too. He works with Danny Duncan.
I know. I
Mhm.
saw that. I was like, what? Like, that's wild.
That's cool. I'm hyped for him, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's so down. I was watching some of his videos, and I was like, dude, like, he goes for it. Like, he goes for it, and like, even if he like gets in trouble or if he gets caught, like, he doesn't care. Like, he's so
Mhm.
down. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did see that he was like,
Yeah.
I just
think
remember
that's awesome.
2018, him staying at our apartment for a month straight. And I'm like, damn, this guy's still here. Not in a bad way. I was just like, it's
He's
Bakersfield.
Yeah,
You could be in LA,
yeah.
Yeah.
but you're choosing to be in Bakersfield for a month. I was
Yeah.
like,
You know
this
what's
is
really
crazy.
cool is that when I met him, he was like, hey, like, you know, you should go out there and like do videos and like just hyping me, motivating me and stuff. And he was like, because you're going to meet celebrities. And when you meet a celebrity, that's going to be the best feeling ever. And it really was. Because when I, like, the celebrities that I've met, I'm just like,
What celebrities have
mate.
you met?
when I met Rhett and Link, that made my whole year. I think it was
Who's that?
2018.
Good Mythical Morning?
Rhett and Link? You don't watch
Uh,
Good Mythical Morning?
No, what is that? That
Yeah,
church?
I'm on the same page. Sorry.
What is that?
Good Mythical Morning?
Mm-mm.
No.
Like I said, I'm like a hermit under
Oh,
a
is
rock.
that, is that
I'm
music?
slowly,
Is
I'm
that-
slowly crawling
is that
out.
Give them a
artist?
little description.
Man, So
Yeah.
Good Mythical Morning, they've been making videos for years now. And it was like it's more like of a educational, I would call it, like an educational channel.
Mhm.
Like they go on there, so it's like the two hosts, it's Rhett and Link, and they'll talk about like lately they've been doing like taste tests, like which restaurants like taste better, which ones it's good for you, like
Ooh.
vegan foods, like, you know, which one.
So are they like
is-
foodies?
No, they're like a little bit of like
Of
everything.
like diverse?
Yeah.
Just, okay.
Yeah, they.
What's hot?
It says
at the
right here
moment?
that usually consists of antics, playing food-related games,
Antics, yeah.
and
Ooh.
answering often absurd questions.
Hmm.
But it's actually a really dope YouTube channel, and they
Okay.
have it like it's really professional. Like they have
Yeah.
episodes, seasons. They've done so many seasons too because they've been doing YouTube for, like I think like since it
For-
first started, somewhere
For
around
years, yeah.
Hmm.
They've been doing it for a while, and I've watched them since I was like younger, since I was a kid,
Nice.
since I could start watching YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So when I seen them, I met them at Santa Monica. No, not Santa Monica, Venice. Same thing. But yeah, I went to Venice, and I had seen them from far away, and they were skating, they were filming out there, and they were roller skating, and I thought I had seen Rhett first, so I was like, man, like he looks familiar. And then I was with a couple friends, and my friend didn't know who he was, but he was like, hey, I think that guy's like a YouTuber over there, because like everyone's like recording them and stuff. And yeah, I look like closer, and I'm like, I think that's Rhett and Link.
Mm.
And I was like, oh my god, it is. So I pull out my phone and I start recording them, and one of like the guys or whoever was like out there filming them, security, or I don't know who, comes up to me and he was like, oh, you can't record. And I was like, oh,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah.
And Link had seen that, and he was like, oh, like, did you want to take a picture? And I was like, yeah, I want to take a picture. So like I went closer, and as I started like walking closer, I was like, oh my god, like they're real. Like this is really them. Like it's like Link, like, you know, coming up to me,
Wow.
like, rollerblading, like walking or rollerblading up to me.
Mm-hmm.
And what really just like had me, what made my whole entire like year that year, was that I was wearing a sticker on my shirt, and he points out the sticker, and it was back then, you know, before pandemic, when we could like
Socialize with people.
socialize,
Be
and, like,
within 6 feet.
touch each other and stuff. He like, you know, went like that to my sticker, and he was like, I've seen you earlier. I saw you earlier. And I was like, what? I was like, you saw me? I'm like, God, goosebumps
He
because of
noticed.
it.
He noticed.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
like, what? You saw me? And he was like, yeah, you were in the museum earlier, right? The history museum. And I was like, yeah, I was. I was so excited. I was like, yeah, I was. And he was like, yeah. He's like, I remember you. I seen you. I walked by you. And I was like, what? I was like, you walked by me? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, well, like, you know, and then I started going on. I was like, well, like, I'm a fan. Like, I love you. Like, I've been watching you since, like, this. I watched this. And, you know, just going on and fangirling. And he was like, yeah, so, you know, you want to take a picture? Like, let's take a few. And Rhett was a little more, like, I could tell he was, like, kind of tired, because he was like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, all right, let's take the picture. But you can't post anything, because I guess they were, like, they were filming for, like, something to put on a, what is it called? YouTube Red?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were
No.
filming for that. So I was like, okay, like, I won't post anything, but, like, you know, can I keep my pictures, and can I still take them? And they were like, yeah, go ahead. So I took pictures with them, and Link gave me, like, the biggest hug. Red gave me a hug too, but like I said, he was a little more But
Must
Yeah.
been a
Link
long
was my
day.
favorite. Link was my
Yeah.
favorite. I love Link, and I mainly watched the show because of Link. So the fact that I met him, hugged him, he gave me a super tight hug, and the fact that he noticed me, like, before I even, like, noticed him, I was like, yes.
Reminds me of like when I met George Lopez.
Oh, I'm so
Oh.
jealous.
That was actually
I'm
crazy.
so jealous. Every time I see that picture, I'm
That's like one photo that I'm gonna photobomb for the rest of my life.
I'm so jealous.
It's actually crazy because like we're skating all around downtown Los Angeles, and we started like very early on, around like 5, and the night was like crazy already. We're getting kicked out by security guards. We're running, we're laughing, and it was just like so unexpected. We stopped at like a 3-stair ledge, and we were just skating around there. And then what ended up happening was he came up and he's like, all right, so who's the best here? And I'm like,
No.
what? I was like, that voice. That's all I thought. I was
Yeah.
like, that voice. I was like, well, how do I know this voice? Like, who are you? And I turned around. I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. No. And I was like, George Lopez. And I didn't realize, like, until, like, I got closer to him, but he was drinking, and his energy was, like, out there. Like,
Right.
he was very extroverted in this moment. And he was just like, all right, I'm going to record you guys. I want you guys to just skate this right here. Thank God it was a 3-stair, to be honest. Because if it was something bigger than a 3, we would have got broke or whatever. We're just, like, doing tricks and whatnot.
Like, for George Lopez.
Yeah, and it was crazy. So, got close to him, and he was like, all right, everyone, what's your Instagrams? And he gave us. I think this is like one of the craziest things that I don't think anybody would ever do, but he did. He let us hold his phone, and we put our Instagram handles in the notes tab.
Does George Lopez follow you?
No.
What?
I was actually thinking about this. Like, when he left, I was like, I should have just fucking got on Instagram, followed myself, screenshotted that, and been like, what the fuck? You follow me? No, but that would have been like cheating and whatnot.
Did you think about this when you saw him? Sorry. You too
bad. Dude, just know that that's everyone like in their mid-20s and 20s and early 30s. They know that.
Yeah. It's funny you talk about George Lopez. I was actually watching it at work today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good show.
I was like,
I think I offended him at one point because so I passed the phone to the Sean or my brother so they could put their Instagram handle in there, and I asked him, so how you been? And he looked at me, and this is how I knew that he was intoxicated, because at this point he was just like, wait, what do you mean? Like, like, do I look like something's wrong with me? Like, do I like, what are you trying to say? And I was like, oh, nothing. I was like, how's your day been? Like, just in general, like you. And he's like, I'm doing fucking fantastic. I was hanging out with Van Halen, like what
Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah. And earlier this morning playing
Rockstar.
golf with him, and I was like, what the hell? I felt like I personally felt like I offended him, and it wasn't trying to get to that point. But afterwards, I was like, hey man, I'm sorry. I just like you're literally someone that I watched like growing up, like before going to sleep, I'd watch your shows, and he's like,
Even when you wake up in the middle of the
Yeah.
night and it's like playing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy that I'll never forget meeting George Lopez in downtown LA, skating, doing something I love. It's still one of the best things. Like, I could pop it up on YouTube. I filmed like that interaction. Like, that's one of my favorite moments that
Yeah.
I've ever
Dude, that's
lived.
so fucking awesome.
Yeah, so
Damn.
that's my biggest.
Yeah, I remember seeing that when you posted that. I was like, oh, no way. That's so cool.
Yeah, people were tripping out. I was tripping out. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it, to be honest. Yeah.
George Lopez. I would not know what to do.
And he caught him while he was drunk. You know, I mean, it kind of that's kind of like a it just has so much more meaning. I see it because it's just like, I mean, they are kind of just people, but they inspired you, and you know, like whether it's George Lopez or David Dobrik, or you know, they all inspired you in some way. You know, like everyone has the people they look up to, and
Yeah, but
it was just it's just different to see him like in that
state of mind.
right? Like
it's weird to see him in that state of mind while I'm doing something that I would have never in like 100 years been thinking about George Lopez while skateboarding. But somehow we were crossing paths in that moment in time, and now that's recorded.
It's in history.
Yeah, it's recorded. Recorded in history, and it's just a weird thing, to be honest. Like, he is just another person, but he's a funny person.
Yeah. And not to say that he's not allowed to drink and stuff, like he's doing what he's hanging out with his friends.
Yeah, he's an adult.
He's an adult.
He's an adult. He gets to drink whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Raymond, have you ever met a celebrity?
I think the closest we've ever gotten to. Well, I probably met a couple, but I don't really approach them because I treat them as regular. You know.
Really?
Like, I treat them as regular people. I don't approach them because I'm just like, I know if I was like that, I wouldn't want all these people coming up to me like I wouldn't mind it, but like if I know like every day like how stock status, I wouldn't want that. You know, I wouldn't want someone. I'm like, damn. I was like, they know when I use the restroom. They know when I do everything, bro. Like, they know when I eat. I think the closest was the Danny Duncan.
Really?
Like when we were out his house. Remember, his apartment.
Oh, with picking them up.
Picking up Sean. I knew that was Danny's apartment.
You knew?
Yeah. That's why I was like, I know this apartment. I was like, I know this apartment.
Damn.
And then that's when you were like, yeah, this is a Danny Duncan's apartment. And Sean, we were picking up Sean.
That's
It was
crazy.
But I've met a couple. I know Dave Baczynski. He was over there at that one park we were skating at. I forgot which park it was.
Chevy Chase?
Yeah, I didn't approach him though. There's a couple. I don't approach him. I just treat him as, you know. Now if I see if it's a big star that I really, really, you know, like for me it would be like a skateboarder, Sean Malto.
Yeah.
If I was able to meet him, I'd go up to him. I'd approach him. I'd be like, hey, bro. Like,
What would you tell him?
me.
Like, let's say I'm Sean Malto right now.
How
How would you approach me?
Bro, that would be crazy. I wouldn't even know.
Damn,
it's all,
you would laugh.
It's all in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. This is the moment.
I'd
Go,
just be
go,
like,
go.
bro. I'd just be like, well, now I gotta save it because I don't know what I would do. Bro.
That's why we're practicing, because it's gonna happen. So, all right.
I would just
I'm
be
Sean
like,
Malto.
bro.
You're Raymond.
I would
Go.
just be like, bro, like you inspired me. You know, I used to watch you all the time when I was, you know, started skateboarding and stuff.
Damn, you used
Like
to?
his hard flips and everything, bro. It always
My hard flips?
Yeah, he's inspired me to, you know, get my hard flips down and everything.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, I'll
His
take
hard
a
flips
photo
are
with him. I'm
beautiful.
like, can I take a video? No, can I take a video? Nah, I'll take a photo. And then I'll just go throughout my day because I don't want to bug him too much, you know?
Yeah.
If I could, the one person I would eat, I would meet is like the guy who inspired me to keep my music going, but he passed away.
Lil Peep.
Yeah, Lil Peep. If I could meet him,
Rest in peace.
I'd want to meet him. Rest in peace.
Man.
He's probably the main one I ever want to meet. I
Wow.
won't be able to, but he's the one I would like. I don't know what I'll do, bro.
You gotta go to his gravesite now.
Yeah, well, he was cremated.
Wherever he was cremated.
Yeah. See, I know about all that. I know a lot about him. And it's crazy I didn't get to meet him in time, but once I heard his music, it like stuck in my head. And it
Yeah,
just
his music's
inspired me.
really good.
Damn.
But he'd be the main person I wish I would have met, you know?
Mm.
Other than that, like, there's other people I've met. Just I try to treat them as regular people. That's pretty
Yeah,
much it.
like I mean, what I said, it's like if I could take it back, it kind of just waters.
Paul Rodriguez.
It's like it's not
Paul
like they're
Rodriguez.
they're not just people. They are extraordinary people, you know.
Yeah.
The things they do, and just why why you like them for the things they do, and they could have inspired you to do, you know, things that you picked up, like whether it's music, I don't know, just starting a channel, skating, art, and like for me, I really fanboyed. Like I was gonna ask Gabby this earlier. Like, do you feel like you've met all the people like you wish you could have met like when you were younger? Like, you know, like, cause I don't know. There's only like 2 people you mentioned, but life has a crazy way of like
Making you meet these people.
making you meet these people, because like I used to dream of meeting like Rodney Mullen,
Oh, yeah.
Tony Hawk, Mike Vallely. I feel like I will see him one day, or Mike Valley. Sorry, but like I don't know. Like ever since like I don't know. Life. What I'm trying to say is life has a crazy way of just putting people in your life, and if you're on the right path, like you're bound to meet them. Like,
Yeah, I even
like-
got to meet
like-
Rodney Mullen. That was crazy.
You got to meet Rodney Mullen?
Yeah, like, and I definitely fangirled when I saw Rodney Mullen. Like,
A lot of people were like, we're at a premiere, and we saw him walk out, and so much people were just trying to just grab him and like just take
Dang.
photos and get autographs from him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it was his wife, but this woman had to basically stop everyone and have him like continue walking.
mm-hmm.
It was a crazy like thing to witness, but it
Yeah.
was like, well, he is one of the first people that invented like all the tricks that basically people do in skateboarding.
Mhm.
He is the inventor, like for street skating.
He set the line for it. He just started going down the line and
Yeah.
just started learning a
Yeah.
lot. Then naming them and everything. Wasn't kickflip? What was it called? It wasn't called a kickflip first. It was
Magic
called
flip?
Magic flip.
Magic
yeah.
flip.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's so good. But that's
Yeah.
the thing about like, you know, when you're big and you're famous, you're celebrity, like a lot of them, like, you know, it's cool to do all that, but like, I don't think a lot of them, like, you know, like they're just a regular person. They don't want all these people trying to
Mm-hmm.
grab them and everything, you know, like they don't mind it. But when
Grab
it's
'em, that's scary.
when it's every day,
Yeah.
it's just like, damn, like, bro, like they know everything. Like they know if I'm doing right, if I'm doing wrong, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could, if I want to go out of town, they're gonna know where I'm at, you know. But I mean, it's a,
Mhm.
don't get me wrong, it's good, you know, it's a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's great, like, you know, that's probably one of the best feelings you can ever had. But then again, at the end of the day, you just got to think of it like, I'm a regular person, like, you know, I inspire people and everybody, but like sometimes I just want to live a life where it's just like closed bit, you know. Like I don't
Mhm.
want everybody to know
That's the
every
thing
single
about
thing.
being a celebrity, and like once you start like gaining that popularity, whether it's like you know, Vine, YouTube, TikTok, like anything, once you start like getting popular, you kind of have to give up a little bit of your privacy. Like once you start to get bigger and bigger and bigger, because people, you know, like me, I stalk like, oh, David Dobriks in Chicago. Maybe I could find him there. You know, you want to take a vacation, you want to go out of town, you want to go here and there, and there's just people that are always gonna know where you're at.
Yeah, and that's a risk. That's a risk you take when you like, like if I become like me, like if I become like a big artist, I know what I'm getting into, and I'm ready, prepared for it. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
I'm ready to set. Like where I'm like, okay, this is all gonna happen. If it happens, I'm ready for. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be a dick, and I'm like, nah, bro, you can't have a photo. I'm gonna try to, shake everybody's hands, everything. Now I feel like Jeremy, Jeremy's a closed person. He's like, nah, bro.
Yeah, he will not. Yeah, he's not. He doesn't want anything, literally anything. I'm surprised that he's agreed to like come onto the podcast and just like talk. Sometimes when he does talk,
Like, cut that out, bro. Cut that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like it's kind of a risk that you got to prepare for. Like. It's just whenever you try to set a goal because like what you do in your career, you know what it is, like how far it can take you if you're willing to put in the work. So if you're gonna go that far, you might like all this stuff has to come with it.
Yeah, and you just can't stop. That's the thing that I feel like a lot of people don't understand, that whatever it is that you want, you just got to keep moving forward, because something will happen, opportunities, or someone will notice you. You just can't stop. Anything that you want to do, literally, you got to keep moving forward. Believe in yourself before anybody else, and just do not stop. Just keep moving forward.
Yeah, and it can happen. Like you could see people that started just like regular people, from the bottom, who didn't really have nothing, and now look at them, one of the biggest people ever, And all they did was they kept going, And Mowgli's a perfect example.
No, you're a perfect example.
You're a perfect example, bro. I remember,
this podcast is a perfect example. We're going places, people. I remember going places.
I remember when I first started skating with Mowgli. I forgot what spot we were at. We were at a DIY spot, and you were trying a tray flip off the gap, and I was like, bro, I was like, Mowgli's gonna make it. I was like, I'm gonna be one of the first people to have his pro boards. I was like, and that was years ago. That was my first trip out of town, I think, or second trip out of town with you.
Now you're in the car.
I know.
In the podcast.
Yeah, I know. And then we're great friends and everything.
Yeah.
That's why it's like.
Well, this podcast is going places, bro.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
We're going to the moon.
It's crazy.
We're up
to
there.
The moon.
We're up there.
Like they say on stocks, to the moon, hold to the moon.
To the moon.
Yeah, it's crazy how life, works. Like if you want something, you just got to do it. And that's why I was like, it might take time, but as long as you do it.
Yeah. Some people go through a huge transformation, and I won't say that Mowgli didn't go through a transformation, but it seems like he always had the same state of mind. He was always passionate about what he was doing and just headstrong, things he wanted to accomplish. And I just talking about all this and just like what you said, just seeing him go places. Like I remember the first time meeting him and like looking at everything that I've experienced with him is just like, I wouldn't have met Rodney Mullen, Tony Hawk, and all these other pros probably if I didn't meet Mowgli, because there's not many people like, hey, let's go do a trip, let's go here, and like we'll go. We were doing trips like every weekend for like years. I put hella mileage on my car, but I was just like,
it's all worth it.
Yeah, it's all worth it. I was like, yeah, let's do it.
The time, the experience is what's really worth it. You're just like, because I remember those drives, bro. Like we'd be rapping and everything.
Yeah.
Screaming at people.
Yeah.
One of my favorite experiences was sleeping at a skate park with Ivan, and I was working in the fields at this time, so like I had 3:30 a.m. alarm, 4 o'clock a.m., 4:30 a.m. Like literally, and I would put snooze, so if you've hit the snooze button, it wakes you up every 5 minutes. So
that's what I do.
So it's even worse. Cause like not only you have all these like other alarms, but now you're pressing snooze and you keep hearing the alarm over and over and over. And I was like easily able to go back to sleep to it, but Ivan was waking up to it and thinking like, what the fuck is going on? Ivan knows this story better, but he knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was at Westchester Park, and
Classic.
Yeah, we just like that was a spot to sleep. You know, it was like it was dead at night, so or at least we thought. And we had our sleeping bags. We just laid on a slant and just was trying to sleep. And then like Mowgli said, those alarms he had on because he was working in the fields at the time were going off like every other hour. And he slept through all of them. But the first one I woke up, it was like pitch black. And like it was scary as fuck because I was just like, I hear the alarm and I'm like, you know, rubbing like my eyes and I'm just like, oh fuck, like Mowgli. But and then I look up and like my vision starts to clear and then there's like this silhouette standing right over me and he was like less than a foot away. He was literally standing over me and with his fist clenched looking down at me and he had a hoodie on. I couldn't see anything. And I'm like waking up 3 a.m. to that. Like I was like, shit, like I thought I was gonna die, you know? Like I thought this guy was gonna stab me right when I woke up.
I had Cheeto Puffs, and I remember Ivan saying
there's like a bag of hot Cheeto Puffs, and I was like literally doing this to Mowgli though. I was like, Mowgli. While I was looking at the dude, like looking up at him, I was like, Mowgli. I was like, wake up. And there's a bag of chips there, so I just grabbed the hot Cheeto Puffs, and I was just like, fuck. And I was just like, the guy was like, is that your homie? And he was just like that. And I was like, yeah. And I'm just like eating hot Cheeto Puffs. Like right there, I swear, because I was like, I was scared. I was like,
all you could do is eat.
I don't know what the fuck I was gonna do. I was just like, yeah, you know, I was just trying to play cool. Like I was just like, yeah, like, you know, what's it to you? I was just like, yeah, that's my homie. I'm just eating chips. And he's just like, it was like dead silent. And he's just like, you got a pipe? And I was like, no. And then he just like did a full 180 and just started walking away. And I was like, fuck, dude.
That's crazy.
Like it was like some crackhead. Like
nah, I got Cheeto Puffs.
Yeah, like I'm on there like just sprawled out in my sleeping bag, and he's like literally standing over my fucking shins. And I was just like, I guess I'm gonna die.
I guess today, at least you were able to eat.
Yeah, I was scared.
I was
scared.
I remember our mission. I don't know if you were part of it, but it was me, Mowgli, TJ. We were all I think we were gonna drink. So we went to go try to get some beer, and like I forgot what we did, but we went to a store and we were all hyped up. Oh, you were there? Yeah, you were there. We got non-alcoholic
beer.
I didn't look at it. I swear.
Oh yeah, you grabbed it, huh?
TJ said, "Grab me any beer. Just I'll give you the money." And I
you
go
guys already drinking?
No. We were going to the Westchester to go crash for the night.
And literally, I just go in there and I didn't look at shit. I was like, whatever, this looks cheap. I got it. Grabbed it, paid for it, and then I don't know TJ was drinking some, and it wasn't until like his second one or whatever.
Well, that's not just it, but we went through work trying to get, because we were sleeping on the roof.
Yeah.
So we were like trying to get all this stuff up there. We're struggling. Like we got this big pack of what we thought was beer at the time. And we're like, here, you know, pushing it up, and like all that hard work. We're like, damn, it was a long day, you know. Like, yeah, it was fun, and we're like all talking about what happened. And TJ like cracks it open, like, just starts drinking it, and he's just like, what the fuck, Mowgli? Like we went through all that work. We had a long day. We were beat. We were just trying to relax. And then he's just like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
He's like, non-alcoholic. And then I remember you guys slept down there on the park, and then you guys woke up to, some homeless people?
That was probably, I see in the back when I felt like that was the same night.
That was the same night. Yeah,
because
they were like yelling and some shit.
They were in the skate park. Mowgli and TJ, they were sleeping down there.
Oh, so that was another night.
Jeremy was in the car. Remember, I thought there was a bum in there because I went to the car and Jeremy scared the shit out of me. I knocked up to the window because he had his mouth all open. I was like, "Who the fuck's in your car?"
Yeah. So
and I ran, and I think I told Mowgli, I was like, "Hey, I think there's somebody in your car." Or Ivan, I think I told you. I was like, "There's somebody in your car."
Yeah.
It's
Jeremy.
Like, that was a good moment. That was a really good moment.
No, it wouldn't have been the same night. I thought I was gonna I woke up to that guy because that's why we started sleeping on the roof.
Oh yeah,
separate nights.
So those are separate nights. So that's why we slept on the roof. But
that was a spot.
Yeah,
that was a spot to go.
Yeah.
Safe.
Yeah. All right.
I was safe on the roof. I was on top. I was chilling. I mean, there was barely little space though, because we were all together. If it was like right now, how it's COVID, we'd have to be 6 feet away, sleeping. But yeah, we were all in like a little sleeping bag and everything.
Wide
You know,
open.
I feel pretty bad whenever it's like the multi-stalls and then I hear someone fart. And I know they're just going to the restroom.
Oh, me too.
But I feel so bad when I hear it and like this childish me just starts
You're like,
giggling. I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? I know what's going on. You're taking a shit. But it's just like, I start laughing. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get out of here now.
Or when you're laughing and you poo and you're like, fuck.
You want to normalize pooping in public, but you can't because you're just a child at heart.
Yeah.
You're just like,
Trust. Well, my pet peeve is when I like go to the very last stall, and it's like you had 20 stalls to choose from, and you had to sit next to me. Like, fuck.
That actually happened to me at a restroom in the airport in New York. I was literally pooping. I was like, all right, cool. I'm like, there's so many out here. I'm like at the very, like no one's here. No one's gonna sit next to me. Some guy goes in and sits down, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bro, I just wanted to shit in peace.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, when that happens, I just kind of wait, and I'm just like, I can't go. Like, I'm shy.
So-
Like,
I'm shy. Then you hear the poop.
He wanted
Yeah.
he wanted to have a conversation.
I don't know what
He's
it
like,
is.
Hey, buddy.
I don't know what it is, but just like I don't know. When you're in a men's restroom, it's just like, it's like who you thought was a cleanliness dude. Like you saw them go in before. Like I don't know. You fucking anyhow. They sit next to you. You just hear. Like spitting in the toilet, and he's just like, just getting the toilet paper, and you just hear.
Come on. No.
You ever
Like,
hear
I'm not even
that?
exaggerating. Like I hear that sometimes, and I'm just like, I'm sitting next to him. I'm just like, fuck, man, and then it stinks. I'm just like,
Dude. Oh no.
Gabby, is
Bro,
are chicks like that?
No, that's what I was gonna say. I bet you guys think girls are a lot different. Nope.
No, girls don't poop.
Dang.
Girls poop.
No,
Girls
they
poop
don't.
as
Yeah,
they
girls don't
fart.
poop.
No, they
Nah,
don't.
they don't.
Don't say that.
Actually,
Nah,
did you
just
guys
kidding.
know that girls actually have buttholes?
No, they
What?
don't.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
what?
don't know. I just thought that, like, I don't know, girls.
there was a myth.
Because every time we talk about some things like that, girls are like, ew. You know, like they don't. I just feel like they're
That's true.
reserved when it
Not
comes
this
to.
girl.
Yeah, maybe when girls are like around their girlfriends, they talk about the stuff we do. I mean, I guess it's no different.
Maybe around guys, yeah. I see that. Yeah, girls are a little like, ew, shy. But no.
Yeah, I've
Damn.
never.
I don't do that.
I've never like heard a girl talk about shitting.
I recently went on a date with a guy, and our first date was literally me talking about how I shit myself at Olive Garden.
Really?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
And I was 20 years old.
Did he like that story?
He was just like, this is interesting. And I was like, yeah, you can take me home if you want to. No, I'm just kidding.
Did it work?
No, I was really just talking about it because I thought it was funny. And he thought it was funny too, but, kind of like halfway through it, he was like,
Over it.
yeah. And I was like, ooh, I fucked up.
You were like, you know what? I gotta go dump one right
I was
now.
like, dang, I
Damn.
messed up.
His image of you changed
No.
completely.
Yeah, I was like,
He's
sorry.
like, damn, this girl was like hot, but now she's like,
She's like talking about her
farts.
dumps and stuff.
Ooh.
Like, yeah. And he was one of those guys too, where it's like, no, girls don't poop.
Imagine if you would have laid a fart right there.
Oh, my bad.
That too. Like, normalize farting, please, because there's
Yeah.
times where I
Yeah,
have to
it's true.
like rip ass and I can't because people will be like, you're a girl.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Rip ass.
That's what they say.
Yeah. No, I don't like. Well, having a girlfriend, it's just like, yeah, you just normalize it. It's
Yeah.
like when you're comfortable and it's like, they're just people like us.
It
Like,
happens.
yeah, it happens. It's natural, and I
Yeah.
think you get to let
Yeah.
that shit out.
I say that because like even when I'm asleep, like that's when like they happen the most, and like sometimes I'll be sleepover or sleeping in the living room or taking a nap at a friend's house, and there I go.
Mm-hmm.
And
Big one.
And they're just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
They're like, what
Yeah.
the
they're
fuck?
like, what? But it's gotten to the point where now I just wake up and I'm like, hey, like, did I fart while I was asleep? And they're like, no. And I'm like, all right, good.
You want to go home? No, that's
I'm like, all right, good. Because I usually do.
Damn.
So yeah, just
There
it's
you go.
normalized farting because it happens.
Mm-hmm.
When I go pee, I make a noise. Like every time I go pee in the stall, I'll be like, oh.
Sounds like my
I'll be loud. I'll be like, people at work be looking at me like, you all right? I was like, bro, it's so good. I'll be like, oh, that's so good. Like, you don't understand, bro. It's a relief.
It's loud. He says.
I
Sounds
do-
like fried chicken.
I do it everywhere I go too. Like I'm not ashamed of it. I'll just be doing. It's good. Like
Yeah.
relievement.
Yeah.
That is true. It is relievement, to be honest. Like, you know, what's crazy is like, I'm driving, and I don't want to stop to pee, so in the Starbucks cup that I finished, I just pee in it while driving. I think that's one of the most impressive things I've been able
What
to
size
do.
is it?
I'm looking at all the
Venti.
cups to make sure
Okay.
I don't
What?
grab a
There
cup
is no.
that-
What?
He's
We
like-
went.
I'm
There
like-
is no cup in
And
here.
no, there's been on one trip I've seen one Gatorade bottle. I knew it wasn't Gatorade, and I was like,
Yeah, like, I'm
Man.
not drinking
and
that.
I just saw it. I was just like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, yeah, I do that.
I do that.
Hey.
The long trips, bro. San Leandro going back.
Sometimes you don't want to stop, and you gotta just pee, you know? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever done that, like, besides me, but sometimes I just don't want to stop.
I've done it once, and I almost overfilled the thing. Like I was,
Oh.
that shit was scary.
Yeah, it was a long
Yeah, that's
pee.
why I asked what size, because I've done that once
Yeah.
too in a Starbucks cup. It was a grande. Had to be a venti.
You've done it in a car.
Yeah, like pee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How?
Plenty of times. I
Is
pee
that
everywhere.
hard?
I'm telling you, I pee like I'm like an animal.
But is that hard?
No. I mean, yeah, kind of, because like if I don't squat like in the right position, then it'll just.
But
kind
what
of,
about
like, get all
bumps?
over my
Like
legs.
someone's driving. Bumps.
Then. Yeah.
Then they got pee in the
I,
car.
cause like, okay, the only thing I think about whenever I'm peeing in the cup is diesel drivers, cause I'm going pretty fast still. I'm going like 70, and I'm still like peeing in the cup, and like I'm controlling like so I'm just standing up, I lift up, and like I have one hand in the steering wheel and the other one like with the cup, like
Yeah.
it's in there, and I'm just like peeing, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, fuck, is this diesel driver over here looking to the left and sees that I'm peeing? And I hope they don't see that, but if they do, fuck it. I'm never seeing them in my life.
Yeah. So it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
like, nah, that guy makes me sick.
One time I got locked out of my house and I had to pee really bad, and I don't have a fence, and my house, I live in a corner where everybody can see, and I went pee, and my neighbor was out in the front, and it was really awkward because my neighbor comes out shirtless.
Oh shit.
And it's like broad daylight, and I'm trying to like hide in like the bushes, but I'm not doing a really good job because I really have to go pee. And he looks over, and I don't think he knew that I was peeing. He probably thought I was just sitting, and he's like, gives me the whole hand
Dang.
hello thing, like, hey neighbor,
You should have yelled at him. I'm peeing!
I'm peeing, don't look at me.
Or like Friday, it's like, hey, Gabby's over here taking a piss.
I was just like, didn't even want to put my hand up. I was like, oh, I'm peeing.
There's only one time that I've pooped, and it was like I couldn't hold it. I had to take off my shirt to clean myself, and it was like when I wanted to skate really badly. R.I.P. to that shirt. But
Damn.
Oh.
it was like the craziest thing ever. I felt like a real caveman at that point. I was like, dang.
I
dude.
was just thinking about my friend in middle school. He used to double sock all the time because he had mad shits. And we went skating, and he had no shame, nothing. He just went in the corner and he did his business, but he came around the corner with the sock still on his hand.
Wait, that's why he wore double socks?
Yeah, so he can wipe his ass and scoop all that shit out, whatever, and then just throw it away. Like, you basically, you have double socks. You take one, your first set of socks, you put it on your hand, take a shit, you wipe it, and throw it away. Just, and then, but he came around the corner with shit still on his sock hand, and he was like chasing our friends around. I was just like,
What if
oh
it
my
seeped through?
I don't fucking know, dude. That's the only homie I know that.
There's no sock thick enough. He
Yeah.
felt it.
He
Yeah.
felt it on.
Yeah, he
you
felt
know.
it.
I don't
You
know.
know.
I think he wore those thick ass Hanes socks. If you
Yeah,
know
I
what
know
I'm
what you-
talking
I know
about,
what
it's like
you're
white
talking
and then there's gray and there's like thick as fuck. And I'm just thinking like, why the fuck do you double sock those? And
Yeah.
they're like thick as fuck. It's hot, summertime, and then like we're at a school and he's just like, yeah, he's like, I gotta take a shit. And then he was just like took his shoes off and went around the corner with like just walking his socks and just put it like one on his hand.
Hey, his brain works, you know, differently. Like these double socks. Like who thinks of that? You know, just in case I gotta take a shit later.
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not gonna carry around toilet paper. He's just gonna double sock it.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Damn.
I don't know if I'll do that. No. My feet will be all sweaty and then.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Just carry for wipies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's smart, but I ain't. I don't know.
I would give a lot of people shit about not wiping with wipies.
That actually,
Whoa.
that's
a good-
actually a really good thing.
Right?
When you use wipies, it's actually a really good feeling.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
not
at
gonna
work
lie.
and we had to change the toilet paper out of the bathrooms, and I had went to the bathroom and then I used the toilet paper, and I told my manager, I was like, hey, we're out of toilet paper. He's like, what did you wipe with? And I was like, well, there was toilet paper there and I have wipies. And he was like, you just carry around wipies in your pocket? And I'm like, yeah, just in case I gotta go to the bathroom. And he's like, why? And I'm like, to wipe. And he's like, who does that? And I'm like, you don't do that? You're supposed to. I was like, that's kind of nasty. And he was like, no, people do that? And I was like, yeah. Like,
Yeah, I've stolen them whenever Louis was like 2. I'd be like, damn, these like they're wet.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder.
I had the same reaction.
I was
Like-
like, I
like you were
cannot
saying.
believe you don't wipe your boat.
But like what Mowgli's saying, yeah, like I heard him say that and I was like, huh, like maybe I should get some wipies.
Yeah.
Oh, when
I
the
sh-
pandemic started,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
literally went to that aisle and I took
Y-
that.
Yeah, I remember. I think I was Albertsons,
Yeah.
or somewhere. Like I remember seeing you do that. I was like, what the fuck? Like I was all like, what the fuck, wipies, really?
I couldn't find toilet paper, so I went and got that.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt. I'm pretty sure it makes you feel fresh, and it's like a mini shower in your
Yeah.
pocket.
Yeah.
And your ass feels cleaner than it did or it would with toilet paper.
Yeah.
Everybody was going crazy over toilet paper,
Yep.
and I was chilling. I went to the baby aisle, got some wipies. Like,
Yeah,
I was
people weren't
fine.
people
Yeah.
weren't thinking
Yeah.
straight.
They weren't.
Yeah.
I was able to get toilet paper because I worked there, so I would stack them in the back, and I'm like, I'm taking this before I leave. I'm taking this. And I just grab it.
Oh.
Like I need this. Nah,
So-
people are going crazy.
You sell it to the homies on the low.
Even because my management, there'll be a big old row, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna take this out. He'll be like, nah. He'll be like, that's for the employees. He's like, when you guys-"
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
What? They had dibs?
Well, no, because we would put out a lot of them, but we reserved like certain for us, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because the employees wanted to buy some, and like I remember when the toilet paper thing happened. Like I would be like, oh shit, like I need toilet paper. I was like, I'm almost out. So I'd run to the aisle and I'm like, I need to get some. And then my manager was like, don't worry. He's like, we have some for you guys in the back. I
Damn.
was like, all right. But we would put everything else out on the floor.
Mhm.
But they'll give us the cheap ones. I'm like, damn, you guys didn't give us good toilet paper.
So if those aren't on the program, wipies is the hack.
Yeah,
Wipies
life
is
hacks,
Yeah.
wipies.
Yeah. Mm.
Should have always been the wipies.
Yeah.
Straight up. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Tomo podcast, and sayonara till next one.